G'day, I'm Justin Jones, but feel free to call me Jonesy. I'm a professional adventurer. Yep, I didn't know that was a real thing either when I was at school. A documentary producer and a motivational speaker. By training and education, I'm actually a scientist, a physiologist. That's a type of scientist that studies the systems of living organisms. In particular, I focused on human physiology. I am so excited to be becoming your guide over the next few lessons where we'll be jumping into the Curiosity Chronicles. We're going to delve into how we can become a critical, rational, and deep thinker by utilizing scientific thinking. Okay. You're all probably still wondering what a professional adventurer actually is. Admittedly, I get it. It sounds made up. It's either really cool or just bizarre. I'll let you be the judge. So what is a professional adventurer? Put simply, I've made a career out of heading out on very big expeditions right across the globe. Some of these expeditions were things that no one else had ever done before. A couple of them even set some Guinness World Records. You're probably thinking, I don't believe this bloke. And you're probably right in thinking that I'm an average, ordinary guy. I am. You know, this bloke's Australian, but he doesn't look anything like Thor, and he doesn't have the brains of Tony Stark. And you're right, I don't. I am a very average human being. If you did think that, that's cool. You're displaying your first part, the first part of the scientific process. You're observing me and formulating an opinion based on those observations. This is what we like to call a hypothesis in science, but more on that later. But you should never judge a book by its cover. Just like in science, you can come up with a thought pattern or a hypothesis that is entirely wrong, and that's completely fine. You're just gathering information and working out what isn't actually right. So what are some of the expeditions that I've done? I paddled a kayak from Australia to New Zealand, completely unsupported. Now imagine 10-meter waves, breaking around your kayak, sharks rubbing up against it, 2.5 hours of sleep a night. 2 months out there, 3,318 kilometers. We even did a 2-week circle in the middle of the Tasman Sea. This led on to the next expedition down in Antarctica. I became one of the first people to ever ski from the geographical coast to the South Pole and back completely unsupported, over 89 days.
The boys are falling apart. This place, we're dying out here at the moment.
And we're talking 2,285 kilometers, temperatures down to minus 45 degrees, dragging sleds weighing up to 160 kilos in weight, battling severe blizzards. I actually lost 30 kilos of weight over the course of that expedition. It still holds the record for the longest unsupported journey, polar journey I should say, of all time. When I got married and started a family, I thought I might have to hang up the boots from adventuring. Instead, I walked across the Australian outback for 102 days with my wife and our 1-year-old daughter, who was only 15 months old when we started that journey. She learned to walk in the outback. We crossed 1,800 kilometers, and it's the hardest expedition I've ever done in my life. Temperatures from -2 to 42 degrees above, flies, severe heat. My cart weighed actually up to 270 kilos at the heaviest point of that journey. I've also done a whole bunch of other adventures right across the world. My adventures started pretty small and when I was not much older than you. I think I went on my first overnight camp when I was 13 years old without an adult. And by the time I was 18, I completed my first record-setting expedition down the Murray River in Australia. That's Australia's longest river. Why adventure? It's not just what we do or what a few elite athletes do. It's who we are, who we all are. It's a little voice within all of us, waiting to be listened to be heard, and to be acted upon. Adventuring in the outdoors forces you in the best possible way to develop a very healthy relationship with the world around us and our place in it. You realize that we aren't above nature, we are an integral part of it. Spearfishing, for example, is one of my favorite outdoor activities. When you enter the water, you leave civilization behind, and it becomes so apparent that you have just entered the food chain, and not necessarily at the top. My expeditions have allowed me to travel and see vastly different environments right around the world, truly pristine, beautiful, wild places. I started to see, even though I was right at the edges of the world, more often than not I was crying amongst other things. I saw the impact that humanity was having on the world. seeing rubbish in the middle of the Tasman Sea, the effects of climate change down in Antarctica, salinity and salt erosion in the outback of Australia, trash choking rivers in Indonesia. So what can I share? I can share my passion and my perspective, my education with you, the next generation of leaders that will take us into the future and beyond. I want to share my love for the outdoors. I want to help you become curious thinkers that will make decisions based on all the evidence out there at all different points of view. Welcome to the Curiosity Chronicles.